Welcome to the That's My Sports podcast. Just a two-man team this time. After a little short hiatus, it's me, Seyi, and Aaron to the left of my screen. So Aaron, how you doing? How's everything going?
Pretty good. I'm just about to finish up the Dortmund match. They weren't looking good at all. I mean, it was supposed to be. I don't know if you're gonna watch it, but I'm gonna spoil it. It was supposed to be 2-2, actually 3-2 Dortmund, but a lot of things been going on, a lot of offsides. So I want to see what happens at the end.
Okay, so you're talking about Dortmund versus Union Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you don't want me to spoil it for you because I already know the score.
Oh boy.
So you said it's 3-2, right?
No, it should have been, but I think Dortmund had like two offsides, and like I gotta ask though, because like, how can you determine what an offsides is when you really can't see on grass? Because they
It's
were showing it like
machines.
on
It's like
TV.
it's like football. It's like American football. They got machines for that. So like there's technology for that. So like even if you're a hair offsides, they got technology to determine if you're offsides or not. Like tennis, for example. Like if the ball's in bounds or out of bounds, they got technology for that for soccer. That's something that's one of the newer advancements to the game of soccer that happened recently. Before it was just for the human eye. So there was goals back in the past which would have been offsides in today's game, but wasn't offsides then. But now with technology, you literally have to be onside. If like a strand of your hair is offsides, you're offsides.
Dude, it was like not even a foot. And I'm like, come on, like you're really gonna call
Yeah,
that? And
that
like,
that that's the thing with technology now. Like it's kind of ruining the fun of the games because look, I get it, he is offsides, but like seriously now, because it's just more like like 5 years ago that would have been a goal. So
exactly.
it's just that catch 22 with technology nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it was what was it? The Arsenal Man City. I, we talked about it before we even came on the live. Like that should have been a red card.
Yeah, Mateo Kovacic, he really has to thank the referee. Don't remember who was reffing that game during that, but like yeah, what he did to Odegaard that first tackle, crazy. Like he slid. So Odegaard had his back turned to Mateo Kovacic, the Manchester City player. So Mateo Kovacic did a reckless challenge, slid with his right foot, his studs, the studs on his cleat onto Odegaard's ankle. Odegaard just fell immediately. No acting on that. Looked like he could have broke his ankle. And for some reason, on FIFA, on EAFC 24, that would be a red card. And y'all know how I feel about that game. That's an arcade game. That ain't even realistic. And that would be a red card there. But
But
in
dude,
real life, that was a
they
yellow
like
card.
reviewed it though, and they still just gave him a yellow. I was like,
I
all right,
and,
and then it got aggressive from there.
and this is what we were talking about before the show. I feel like if it was a different game, different match, that would be a red card. But the fact that it's Arsenal, Manchester City, the top two teams of the Premier League last season, most likely going to be at least top three, top four teams at the end of the season. These are the two Premier League powerhouses. This is the equivalent of Bills versus Chiefs in soccer. You don't want to, as a referee, you don't want to ruin the game, because if he's off the game, it's 10 versus 11, and then that creates a disadvantage for Manchester City. So I see where I think the referee was trying to keep it 11 versus 11, but Mateo Kovacic, it wasn't just that tackle. He had a second tackle that was definitely warranted of a yellow card, but got away because you already had a yellow card. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
surprised he
mean,
didn't get subbed out by Pep Guardiola, because look, he's going to get himself carted out the game.
yeah, I was watching it with Anissa because I'm trying to teach her like, oh, you could be aggressive now in soccer, and they were getting too aggressive. I say, just be
I
like
know
that.
she's going to start tackling with 2 feet by after watching that game.
Hey,
I
whatever
don't know if
works,
that was a
right?
good game to watch. Yeah.
Nah, listen, you're lucky I like you because that is the most soccer I think I've ever watched. I think I watched the four, whatever, there's actually 6 matches over the weekend. So,
Question:
oh,
are you not entertained? So like I'm just gonna ask, like, we you could be honest and be completely real. Do you actually like it better now that you're watching it, or you feel like you're just watching it for the show, or are you actually coming along to soccer?
Um, I actually like it. I enjoy it, and this is someone who was not watching soccer back then. The only time I would watch it was the World Cup, which we did an episode on like last year when the World Cup came on. Check that one out. But nah, it's actually been pretty good, to be honest. The Barcelona one was pretty good against Granada. I didn't think it was gonna go 2-2 because I thought Granada was gonna win it. And then I think they went offside. I think someone went offside, so because it was going to be 3-2. And then I think Barcelona, if
Yeah,
I'm right,
a
they
called off
scored.
goal. Yeah,
Yeah, they scored 2 goals in like a 5-minute span
yeah.
or something like that, 10-minute span.
Yeah. So that would have been an upset. It was actually wasn't in a 10-minute span. Oh yeah. So Barcelona
Right?
had the goal called back on them because they
Oh,
had a third
Barcelona.
goal.
Yes.
Yeah, they had a third goal. That was within a 10-minute span. They had a goal called back. And we thought, like, oh, Barcelona, they came back from 2-0 and they're gonna win it. So Brian Zaragoza Martinez from Granada had 2 goals, one in the first minute, the other one in the 29th minute. He was ripping Barcelona to shreds. And this was a little bit of a surprise because I thought this would be a comfortable win for Barcelona, but Granada took them to the wire all the way to the very end. Lamine Yamal, basically, I don't want to say it, but he might be their new Messi. As in,
Wow.
like the 16, 17-year-old that just comes into the first team, starts nearly every single game, and is one of their better players at that age. That was Messi back then for Barcelona. Now they got Lamine Yamal. Got his first ever goal for the senior team in the 45th minute on extra time. 16 years old. Youngest ever La Liga scorer in the history. Youngest ever at 16 years old.
Oh,
And he
wow.
just turned 16, by the way. It's not like he's almost 17. He just turned 16.
I need to prep
Crazy.
Eli to do this. Either go in the Saudi Arabia League or get into the
Send,
La Liga.
Speaking of that, have you looked at Project Mbappe
No, I've
on
not.
Instagram? So like there's this actual professional soccer player. He plays for like a smaller league, but he has like this baby boy, right? And he is training him to go to the Saudi league. Like I think this started when when Mbappe got that Saudi deal. So he started like this social media thing where he's training like his toddler. He even bought the Al Halal jersey too and put it on him, and he's training him with a soccer ball. It's like 1 year old at that. And it's just like, come on, broski, come on, broski. We need to go to Saudi Arabia. Come on, broski. Trying to
Is
get
there a
that
way to
contract.
watch that
It's on
that league?
Instagram. It's on. Oh, the Saudi Arabian league.
Yeah.
Probably by a legal stream.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how to find it. I know how to find it anywhere else. Honestly, you know what? We could Google it right now. Like, look, we on the computer. We could Google it right now. Like how to watch. The thing is, I'm really not sure. I guess there's Cristiano Ronaldo, but there's
That's
not
kind of really
really
it.
anybody else. I mean, I know there's some other big name players there. I know Marcel Brozovic is there, but like none of those guys are going to get me to watch. So look, okay, as of 2023, Fox Sports has acquired the broadcast rights to the Saudi Pro League in the USA. That means they'll find games on their family of networks that includes FS2, Fox Deportes, Fox Soccer Plus. How come I've never seen it?
Interesting.
Mm.
Although I will say with the Barcelona, Granada was up 2-0 for most of the game. I mean the match, and I'm just surprised that they didn't win it. Like I think they were until the 45th minute, they were
Yeah,
literally leading everything. But then I'm looking at the stats, didn't even realize about like Barcelona just killed them in everything except for
yeah,
fouls.
they're the better club. It would have been a supreme major upset if Granada was actually the win. So it piqued my interest when Granada was actually up 2-0 because I wanted to see could they maintain the league or Barcelona's going to catch up because I'm like I came in because I was watching another soccer match, so I came in like around the 30th. I came in right after they scored the 2 goals. So I assume after they scored the 2 goals, Granada just like, you know what? We got our 2 goals. We got a comfortable lead. We're just going to put everybody behind the defense, and we're going to let them break us down, because that's what it seemed like when I was watching. Because Barcelona had most of the possession, but it was just hard to break Granada down because Granada had 2 goals. So like, hey, we're just going to park the bus. We're just going to put everybody behind the halfway line and put everybody on goal.
Well, so do you think with Messi being on the loan, they'll just continue the dominance, or do they really not need him?
Oh, so if we could get to Messi, for one, they don't need Messi. They don't need they won the league. Barcelona won the league last year. If they want to win Champions League, maybe they need Messi. But even that, like on the wages that he'll probably demand, I don't think it's worth it for the youth project that they have going on. At least Lamine Yamal. Messi plays the same position. If you want him to become the next Messi for your club, I don't think bringing Messi in would actually help. But, we could actually get to Messi's conversation right now since you brought it up. So Inter Miami is out of the playoffs officially. So Lionel Messi is not going to play any MLS soccer until February if he wants to come back. There's rumors that he could go on loan to Barcelona. He could go somewhere else on loan as well, or he wants to go back to his boyhood club in Argentina, Newell's Old Boys. So the reason why Inter Miami did not make the playoffs is because Messi wasn't playing all the games. Because when Messi was playing, they only lost 1 game out of, I believe, 13 games? But when Messi wasn't playing, they only won 1 out of 6 games.
Well, we were talking about it before even the matches started that the U.S. needs to convert to grass. I feel like because he didn't want to play on turf, which makes sense. Didn't want to hurt himself, but
yeah,
I don't blame him either.
Wasn't there a who just hurt himself on turf in the NFL just recently? There was.
Everybody.
I mean, yeah, that's true. There was one major injury that just happened that was on turf, but yeah, the thing is, like, if you're a soccer player that spends your whole career, playing on grass, all of a sudden you're not just going to switch to something different. You're arguably the best soccer player ever, and you've been playing on grass your whole life. Just something different that you want to play on, like, no, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. So I see where he's coming from, but I say this: if MLS wants to keep attracting more big name players, they might have to switch to grass, or they might have to get their own stadium separate of NFL stadiums so they can go to grass, because they're not going to keep attracting key names because they don't want to play on turf.
Yeah, I just think it's stupid in general having turf, especially when your players are getting hurt. And I kind of wanted to see Messi in the Inter Miami because I, again, was not that big into soccer, and I would always make fun of my junior year high school Spanish teacher because he was a big Lionel Messi fan because he's from Colombia. And I used to say, nah, Cristiano Ronaldo's better, but I wish I saw Messi in Barcelona before all this happened.
It's funny that he's a Messi. I guess he could be a Messi fan from Colombia, but shouldn't that be a rival of Colombia, Argentina?
Hey, you know better than me.
Well, one funny thing is that Nigeria is actually a rival of Argentina, because
Really?
for some weird reason, like back in the 90s, Nigeria and Argentina were always drawn against each other in the group stages during the World Cup. And of course, Argentina usually would always get the better hand, but it's been some sort of a rivalry, like even just recently, or like the World Cup before this one, when Nigeria, I think, drew Argentina again, and Argentina, of course, won. But that's something of a rivalry there too. Like, I would just remember my childhood that Nigeria would always play Argentina. They would always play Argentina.
Interesting. Speaking of, well, not Argentina, I guess, but I was watching in the German league, the what was it? I didn't finish Dortmund, but it was the Bayern Munich. Dude, they should have won 4-0. I think it was I'm trying to remember his name. I think it was like Kingsley Coman. I think he's supposed to have like a hat trick or something. Because there was one goal he could have had, but it was like offsides. And I'm like, dude, I'm tired of these offsides because it was like, again, it was like a foot on the offside. Like, not even. I think he should have had a hat trick if I'm right on that one.
It's just like the challenge flag in the NFL at this point. Like you gotta be precise because if you're a hair off sides, then it's no goal. But yeah. Honestly, with Bayern, I'm just ready to see someone new win the league. It's
Who do
usually
you
too
want?
easy for Bayern. Bayern has won the league, I think, for like the past 10 years, something like that. But who I want right now, I think number one is RB Leipzig. I'm just want someone else. I just want someone. No, number one, actually, scratch that. Number one is Leverkusen. Leverkusen has been great under Chappie Alonso.
Oh,
So yeah, number one is Bayer Leverkusen, and I actually like that team. They got Florian Wirtz, Frimpong as well. Like I like that team. Even Boniface as well, African strikers. So I gotta support them. Gotta support them. But Leverkusen is number one. Surprising Stuttgart, which honestly is probably not gonna stay like that. But Stuttgart is number two. Garassi, their striker, he leads the Bundesliga. I believe he has 13 or 14 goals, and that's only through like 7 games, which is wild. He's been in an immense goal scoring form, and the reason why Stuttgart is number two. I do feel like it's going to normalize because Leverkusen got 19 points, Stuttgart got 18 points. Bayern and Dortmund both got 17 points respectively. I feel like it's just going to be Bayern. Bayern is going to win the league by the end of this season, but it's good to see some parity and good to see other German leagues get stronger because the Bundesliga, that might be my favorite league to watch. It's so fast paced, so high octane.
it really is.
Everybody attacks. Yeah, like I feel like for someone just trying to get into soccer, the Bundesliga, the German league is the easiest league to watch because they just score goals in that league. It's not always about tactics, about slowing the game down. La Liga, they slow the game down too much. If for a casual fan, La Liga is probably not always the best league to watch. But the German league and the Premier League, but I just like the Bundesliga. They like you could be on a 3-0 lead. Or like a smaller club could be on a 2-0 lead. They're not going to park the bus. They're going to keep attacking. And I love it.
Yeah, I was showing with the Arsenal Man City to Anissa because I'm telling her like, yo, you need to like go up there. You need to get aggressive. You need to like just kick the ball. I was like, that's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about because she's 8, so obviously they want to go like 2 feet from the goal and then shoot it. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. Or when they try to pass, they're all like clustered together and no one's like wide open. I said, dude, listen, look at these guys. Look how wide open they are. They're not even paying attention. They're just kicking it right to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're just in that zone. And she was like, oh, okay. And then I showed her the Mayern one and she was like, oh my God, because they were just flying. And I was
Yeah.
like, there's obviously there's like 10 guys on the field. It's way bigger. But I said, see what they're doing? They're just going up the field. I said, if you're open, they're gonna pass it to you. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great contrast because, the way Guardiola is all about triangles, spacing, but he's just very tactical while Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich, especially like you mentioned, Kingsley Coman, very, very, very fast player. They're
Oh
all
yeah.
about just running up and down and trying to score as many goals as they can. But that's the German league in a nutshell. But yeah, that's why I love the German league. The best thing for ESPN was to pick up the Bundesliga because that's the reason why I pay for ESPN Plus. I do like La Liga as well, but the Bundesliga is what I prefer to watch.
Yeah, one of my friends, he's half Portuguese, so obviously he's gonna watch La Liga. So when I told him that I started to get in the German league, he was like, no, you need to get into La Liga. He's like, don't even worry about Premier, just get into La Liga.
Honestly, with
Wow.
La Liga, it's really only two teams, sometimes three, you got to watch. The two
Yeah.
teams, of course, are Real Madrid and Barcelona. The sometimes three is Atletico Madrid or Real Sociedad. So like after that, I mean Villarreal sometimes too, but after that, there's all the other clubs is like unless you're like really passionate about soccer, there's not really much to watch sometimes. Sometimes it's a slow game. Sometimes it's just a slow, boring game, to be honest. I do
Yeah.
like La Liga, but I'm not gonna for someone's first times watching soccer, if I'm trying to get someone into the sport, I'm not gonna show them a La Liga game unless it's El Clásico Real Madrid versus Barcelona. But if they're first time watching the sport, I'm showing up to either Premier League or Bundesliga.
Yeah, he was watching the wasn't he's watching Manchester U obviously because Ronaldo was there because he's Portuguese. And then once he left, he was just like whatever. Like he doesn't watch the Premier League
Do you
anymore.
know if he watches the Portuguese league? Now that's a league I've been trying to watch, but it's not
He
easy. It's
might.
not accessible.
He might be a little busy, but I think he watches it.
Yeah, that league is not accessible, but they got some good clubs too. They got Benfica, Porto, Sporting. Sporting is actually the Ronaldo's boyhood club. That's where he came from before Manchester United bought him.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
I will say because you didn't watch the Atletico one, did you?
no, no, that came out at the same
A
time.
surprisingly a very good match. Very good match. It was down to the wire. I will say that. I won't say the score. I won't spoil it for you, but it was definitely down to the
Oh, I
wire.
mean, you could spoil it. I'm not the type
Uh,
to actually go watch games back over again
well,
because
2-1 Atletico, and I think they got I'm trying to remember. I think they got a penalty kick in the
89th minute.
89th or 90th minute. I couldn't remember which one, but it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, those are like I said, those are two of the teams outside of Real Madrid and Barcelona that are also two of the they're the rest. So Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, the team that Atletico Madrid played, those are the two other teams that are like they're the second tier. I'll say second tier. Real Madrid and Barcelona, they're tier one. Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, they're tier two. So those are so like yeah, I assume that was a good match as well, especially with Real Sociedad.
Yeah, I think it might have been like the 50th minute. They tried to do they were kicking it in. I think it was was it? I don't think it was Atletico. And I think it was Real Sociedad, and they tried to do a headbutt kick in, and I was just like, dude, like the goalie's like right there. It's not gonna work.
Now, Real Sociedad, they're not just a Spanish team, they're a boss team. So do you know what a boss country is?
Nah.
Aaron. So boss country is like a little small region between Spain and French. And they have their own language. I believe they have their own language as well. So Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao, they're one of the two major clubs in La Liga that are boss clubs. So Real Sociedad, they can sign anyone, but Athletic Bilbao, they can only sign players of Basque nationality.
Interesting.
So you can't. So if you're not Basque, you can't be signed by Athletic Bilbao.
Huh.
So usually they, for the most part, they just build from their youth teams. But they can either build from the youth teams or buy someone of boss nationality. But if they're not boss, they can't be in the Athletic Bilbao. But the funny thing is, even with those strict transfer rules, they're still the longest tenured team in La Liga. They have never been relegated, from what I recall.
Hmm.
Give
Interesting.
all despite those strict rules, they've never been relegated. But because they have those strict rules, players barely leave that club. Even though bigger clubs want them, they barely leave unless they get like a high fee for them. And players usually don't want to leave. They like to stay in Bilbao.
I was gonna say, especially if they don't leave, they're obviously gonna win a lot.
Yeah, well, they don't really win too much. I'll just say they're like a mid-table. So they're not that bad, but they're not really that good. They're always in the middle. But the fact that with those transfer rules, those strict transfer rules, they're still able to stay afloat and
Hmm.
like never really falter. Like I find that pretty cool. So since we're speaking of boss, I'm going to give you a name, Aaron, and I'll put that in the private chat. Is one of the top players for Real Sociedad. So that's a boss name. So I want to know if you know how to pronounce it.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go Mikel Oyarzabal or
That's
Oyarzabal.
actually that. I think that's a good. That's a good. That's a. I think that was a good first try. So it's me. So I'm not even sure if this is the correct pronunciation either. I'm just
Oh,
going off.
jeez.
I'm just going off what commentary how commentary says his name. It's Mikel Oyarzabal. That's how commentary says his name, Oyarzabal.
Okay.
But I don't see the. I don't see a T. I don't see. Yeah, so it's Oyarzabal, but it's Zabal. So I don't see no T or anything. So that's
It's
how
names like
commentary says it. That's how FIFA
yeah.
says it.
It's names like that I'm like, where are you getting this
Yeah,
pronunciation from?
it's a boss name. That's a boss name.
Interesting. Well, before we transition to the other football Americano, do you have any games? Just not even for me, but for anyone that's watching or watching later for this weekend.
Okay, so for this weekend, we'll pull up some games for you for this weekend. Well, for this weekend, we'll see because it's actually international break. So let me just
Oh,
see national teams, national soccer games that are going to be playing next weekend. That should be good. Ah, okay. Google ain't working for me right now, but let's see. Soccer games this weekend. Soccer games this weekend. Put me on a spot here, Aaron. Okay.
good. Gotta keep getting your feet.
Yeah, you got. Okay, when is going to show me the fixtures for this weekend? All right. So we got the Euro qualifying, and that's starting on October 12th. So the games to look forward to for the qualifying. Netherlands versus France. That looks good. Netherlands versus France, Friday the October 13th. Friday the 13th. So Netherlands versus France. Of course, you got your Mbappe on the France side. You got your Frankie De Jong on the Netherlands side. That should be a good game. I'll be watching that one. That's at 2:45 p.m. Eastern time. So that should be
Jesus.
good. What else? Austria, Belgium. I mean, that could be a little surprise game there. Austria versus Belgium. England and Austria, they'll be having a friendly on Friday the 13th as well.
Were you
But
telling me to watch that one?
England versus Australia. Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Well, no, that should be easy win for England. That should be easy win for England. Spain versus Scotland. That might. I think that should be easy way for easy win for Spain as well. But you never know. It's just a. It's just a. I guess a good match to see how Spain plays. Because Spain likes to play possession, while you see for France. France plays on the counter attack. Netherlands plays for possession. So say those are good games to watch.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out and probably just watch from the past matches as well. But all right. So obviously the NFL happened. Our teams are trash. And
Garbage.
apparently I saw for Patriots side, Bill O'Brien still has confidence in Mac Jones.
Oh,
Uh
really? It doesn't
yep.
seem like it when you watch the games. They do not hesitate to yank him out for Bailey Zappi. They do not hesitate.
I mean, he what was I think I saw that stat where he's had more pick sixes throwing more pick sixes than Tom Brady has
As
like
many,
ever.
no, he has as many pick
He has as
sixes.
many? Oh, I thought he had
Yeah,
more.
no, he has
Uh,
as many.
well, Daniel's got a broken neck, it seems like. So I really hope he doesn't come back. But besides, I don't even want to talk about our teams for the
Nah.
takeaway. So do you have any takeaways that you saw over the weekend? Oh, I guess Sunday.
Um. Well, my takeaway is fuck fantasy. I'm actually I don't even know if we should say that because it might get monetized, but f fantasy. That's my takeaway. Tell me how The team that I was going against scored 188 points.
Okay, that's the commissioner. That's a point system that should not be at
No,
all.
this is regular. This is regular ESPN points.
Oh my god.
He just had Jamar Chase. I'm going to read. This team was
Oh,
ridiculous.
he had that team.
He had
I
52 points from Jamar Chase.
did he have DJ Moore and Justin Fields?
No, he didn't have. I had Justin Fields, and that still
Oh,
wasn't enough. Okay. Let me read you to the. Let me read you who he had on his team. Right. All right. Man, they don't even want me to pull this up. They already knew this was a bad game. All right. Okay. So let me read you this team. He had Travis Etienne. You know how good Travis Etienne was this past
he was all
Sunday.
right. He had like
One-
what, a 23
100
piece.
136 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jesus.
He had Jamar Chase, like I said, who scored 52 points. Ridiculous. 15 catches, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 6 yards, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Gabe Davis, of all people, Gabe Davis got 6 yards, 6 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Got him 22 points. Gabe Davis. Not Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. The New Orleans defense, and you know who they went against. I'm not even going to say it. And I don't even need to tell you how good they did because you already know who they went against, and I'm not going to say it.
All I know is that
He had Jalen Waddle on the bench. He didn't need Jalen Waddle.
that's crazy. All I know is that the number 2 for the Saints, he was eating them dubs, that's for sure.
Guess who his quarterback was?
We had a good one. Pat Mahomes?
Zach Wilson.
Oh my god.
And still got 187.
And you lost to Zach Wilson.
And still got 187. Ridiculous.
I went up against I had 112 in mine, but
I had 126. That didn't matter.
I went up against Justin Fields, Christian McCaffrey, Pacheco, George Pickens. Jahan Dawson was the only person who did not score more than 10 points on this team. I got Mark Andrews, was a Devon Chain who got hurt, but he was dominating. Pittsburgh D and McPherson from Cincinnati. He had 155. I was like, Jesus Christ. I had Houston D 1 point and Miles Sanders because Amon-Ra St. Brown was hurt because of his chest. So I couldn't play him. I was like, oh my God. And of course, I had Jordan Love as my quarterback. And he's not going to be my quarterback next week. Thank God for the bye week.
Question. Who told me Matt Breida was going to be a starting running back when Saquon Barkley went out? That's who I started.
Oh, he was the first the 2 weeks he was the starter. I agree with you with Eric Gray. It should not have been the starter. That guy was trash. And I am on Feeling Blue podcast with my boy CPNY Sports, and I said he should not be starting. And all this Giants community vouched for him to start because he's a rookie. See what he's got. This guy's cheeks. Matt Breida should have been and continue to be the starter. That I will say.
Got me 3.4 points.
He did better than Eric Gray probably, but dude, that Dolphins defense was crazy. And if the Dolphins defense is still out there, you need to go pick them up immediately.
I
because
got the Philly defense.
Oh, okay, good. You're good then. Because I was gonna say because they're playing the Panthers this week, so they should be very good. That's a good waiver wire pickup.
But guess who the Eagles are playing?
Oh
the
God,
Jets.
The Jets. Oh, even better.
That's about to get a touchdown. About to get a touchdown next weekend.
Oh,
I'm 1-4, but hey, we ain't out yet. We ain't out.
I'm surprisingly I'm 3-2 in my ESPN, and then I'm 4-1 in my NFL. So I'll take it.
I'll take my guru mug year off. I'm no longer the fancy guru. At least not this year. Not this year. I did have Nick Chubb, so can't blame me for that. But yeah, this ain't a good year for fantasy. That's all I gotta say.
I'm just glad of the strategy that I did. I went receiver heavy first in the first 3 rounds, and then I went for running backs and just kind of went like that.
I
So
drafted Kelsey because I saw McCaffrey and Kelsey, and I was like, I really wanted Tony Pollard, but I was like, if McCaffrey and or Kelsey is there, I have to take one of them. And I really wanted McCaffrey, but then the pick before me took McCaffrey, so I was just like, I have to take Kelsey. I have to take Kelsey.
yeah, that was like me and my ESPN. I was the 3rd pick in a 12-man, and Tyreek Hill was just sitting there. And I was like, Tyreek. I was gonna do CMC, but in my head, I'm like, no. I always draft running backs. Let me get receiver this
I
time. I
mean,
did it, and he's good.
yeah. I mean, that's Tyreek Hill. But I'm about to say CMC. That's a running back and a receiver. You're basically putting a receiver at running back.
He just
Honestly.
scares me with his health. That was the
Oh
problem.
yeah. I mean, that's for fantasy. That's something you got to take because you can't predict that. So I'm like, I'm not just gonna because at one point in time, CMC was the greatest fantasy running back ever. So I'm not just going to not draft him, especially where I was picking at number 9.
That was
Number
actually a
nine,
good spot.
like yeah, you had to draft them. So, but like then the pick before me, they took CMC. So it was like, hey, I have to draft Travis Kelsey because you're getting a number 1 wide receiver at a tight end position. He had 100 points more than the second lead tight end last season. So I'm like, my logic is just like the replacement level for him is too high, where I can get similar players from receiver and running back in the later rounds. So I
You know,
drafted Kelsey, but then Kelsey keeps getting hurt.
you know who you should have picked in the later rounds? Desmond Ritter. Guy went off against the Texans,
Don't
329, a
don't be
rushing touchdown in the
don't be
passing.
serious now. Don't be serious. That's just one game. That is just one game. But
Uh,
if we're talking about quarterbacks now that are playing well, are you going to eat your words with Justin Fields or not? Like you were giving me a hard time with Justin Fields, and now look how Justin Fields is playing.
you know
He
what's
had 8
funny?
touchdowns in the past 2 games.
You know what's funny is I guess Chase Claypool was the X factor.
He was a bad
He,
egg. He was the rotten
he
apple.
Yep, he didn't. He was inactive. Not the week that I already had, but the last week he had his best game, and then he traded him, and he had an even better game against the Commanders.
Coincidence? I think not. I think not. Like it goes like that. You got someone being negative in the locker room. It probably breaks the mood down. And then he's over here saying that they're not using him to the best of his abilities. So like, all right, we can ship you off to Miami. Go over there. Tough luck. Try to get some playing time with all that talent over there. And now look, now they're playing well, and they just beat the Washington Commanders.
I'm kind of regretting picking Jalen Hurts as the MVP, and I should have known my instincts because every time I keep seeing, during the off season this year that they were like, oh, Jalen Hurts is top three, top three, top three. I was like, dude, it's like 1 year. So Lamar Jackson's better, and that's why I should have picked as my MVP. So I'm gonna keep Lamar Jackson now as my MVP because
You're not
Jalen
down with
Hurts
the Purdy
is
train?
no. Okay, so let me ask you this: just saw a thing. They said Brock Purdy, the next Tom Brady, or is it just because he's in the system that he's in with Kyle Shanahan? Because you put Brock Purdy
Now,
with like the Jets, there's no way. There's no way he's doing what he's doing.
now it is kind of poetic because Brady's retired, and now you got this other late round quarterback coming in out of nowhere.
Not even
Not
last pick ever in
last
the
pick,
draft.
Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant. He wasn't supposed to be the guy. Trey Lance it was supposed to be the guy. Drew Bledsoe was supposed to be the guy. It took an injury to him and an injury to Garoppolo too, just for Purdy to come in. And then Purdy just never gave that job back. It's the same thing like Brady, because I remember as a kid when Brady took over the position battle, ESPN had like a little mini special about him. Like they said like some Brady Bunch thing before he even started. And then the rest is history. He became a legend. They did the same thing with Purdy. And I'm like, wait, why is everybody talking about this third string quarterback? Like, because I wasn't really keeping track. Why is everybody talking about this third string quarterback like that before he even played? And now look at him. So I would like to say it's a system, but nah, it's not just a system. Now, it's mutually beneficial, I would say that. So Shanahan just wanted a guy that could run his system perfectly, and it wasn't Trey Lance. Trey Lance had needed a lot more seasoning to be that guy. Jimmy Garoppolo was that guy, but it was also very limited and injury prone.
It's true.
So Purdy, unlike Garoppolo, is a lot more mobile than Garoppolo. And I mean, he's gotten hurt, but doesn't seem, at least not yet, to be really injury prone. And also, like the way he's playing, just the accuracy. I mean, he's surrounded with a lot of talent, but you just see how quick he's getting the ball, the reads he's making. It's just perfect. Like you just got someone. Shanahan has basically got the perfect person, the perfect artist. So, like, okay, so Shanahan has a vision of what this art piece should be. He just needs someone to draw it because he can't draw it. He doesn't have the skill to draw it. He just needs someone to draw it. So it's basically Shanahan found the perfect artist to draw, to paint the picture exactly how he thought it. That's Brock Purdy. That's Brock Purdy. And if you I don't know if you follow Kurt Benkert, former backup quarterback of the NFL. He has a Twitter page where he's breaking down Brock Purdy, and he's just basically saying, like, yeah, this is not a system quarterback. He is for real. And you should check him out. Kurt Benkert on Twitter. You should check him out. But he was breaking down Purdy and showing that it's not just the system, like it's Brock Purdy as well.
We'll see. I mean, the only highlight for me was the Nathaniel Hackett Bowl. They just steamrolled over the Broncos. And think about it, the Broncos gave up three or four firsts, 3 seconds.
Tragic.
Just for, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. And they're already going to blow up the team already. So, I mean, speaking of that, Thursday night, is this going to be a 1-2-3 for picks? Broncos, Chiefs? It's going to be the Chiefs, right? There's no upset. Yeah, okay.
Man, that's a 1-2-3. Of course. Like, oh, my God. What is with these national TV games and being so horrible?
Like, I think it was because it's Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes. That's probably
why. Because it was Russell Wilson last year, and we seen Russell Wilson last year. They should have had 5 million national TV games. Haven't they learned their lesson? So all I'm going to see is Chiefs scoring 50 points on them, and then we're just going to see Taylor Swift all the time. Count me out. I'm not watching that game.
I just need Pat Mahomes. I just need Pat Mahomes 4 touchdowns, just 4.
And I need those 4 touchdowns to go to Kelsey. That's all I need.
Yeah. So back to London again, 3rd week in a row. We got the Ravens, Titans though. No Jaguars. They're done. They're done for the year.
By the way, you know how unfair that was for the Buffalo Bills?
I said it.
Was it? Yeah, like Jaguars, they literally could have stayed in London. They probably just stayed in London while.
Oh, of course they did.
While all of a sudden the Buffalo Bills would travel all jet lagged and everything.
They lost like 5 defensive players at one point in that game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how unfair was that? Like, I was like watching this game, like, wait, why is this even legal? Like, how does Jaguars got 2 back-to-back games? I know the Cons own Fulham over there, so I know they just take Jacksonville there every single week, but like they didn't have to they weren't jet lagged.
I bet it's
they're probably gonna be jet lagged right now.
I bet it's the NFL like pushing more games there to make Jacksonville go to England to be that team. And also, anybody listening, it is Kahn. We're not saying Cons and Con Man. That is an actual last name.
Yeah, one Con is already having a wrestling show right now. So yeah, the Cons own the AEW and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dang, that's crazy. But I got Ravens in this one over the Titans. So
yeah, I got the Ravens as well. I think the Ravens are looking good so far. Lamar Jackson is looking good, and yeah, I'm liking this team. Lamar Jackson is also looking like a QB, not a running QB like what people were saying. All I had to do was just give him an offensive coordinator that actually let him throw.
And doesn't just like tight ends.
Exactly.
So go to the 1 o'clock games. Your two favorite teams going up against each other: the Washington Commanders and the Atlanta Falcons. The toughest decision you have to make all year in a football pick. Who do you pick?
Well, it's not a tough decision. What I'm going to do with that game is that's not watch.
Well, it's in Atlanta. You can watch it on TV.
Actually, yeah, if I wasn't leeching off someone's YouTube TV, my sister, if I wasn't who's in Minnesota, so I actually get Vikings home games, not Falcons home games.
Oh no!
Thank God, by the way. I gotta go with the Falcons on this one. Ritter looked good. Commanders are horrible. And I said Falcons are going to win that division. I'm probably changing that pick, but at least I'm going to go with the Falcons.
I have Commanders just because I feel like Desmond Ritter is going to get benched for Taylor Heineke. I just feel it in this game that something's going to happen.
He played good last game.
I don't know. I just feel I don't know. I just feel like he's not a good quarterback.
Well, Taylor Heineke ain't that much better. We already seen him.
He's a little better. I don't know. But that's just me. Speaking of Vikings, though, Vikings against your other favorite team, although Mitchie's not on there anymore, the Chicago Bears. Who do you got in that one? That's a little AFC North matchup.
I'm going with Chicago. I'm going with Chicago. Justin Jefferson's on IR. Justin Jefferson's out for at least 4 weeks.
KJ Osborne is pretty good. Jordan Addison, Hawkinson.
Nah, I'm going with Chicago Bears. Justin Fields is looking like that dude out there.
I gotta go Kirk Cousins on this one. That's just me. I can't go with the Bears. Let's see. We got an AFC South matchup: Colts Jags. Anthony Richardson might be out for a while. They said it could be a grade 3 AC joint sprain in his shoulder. So Gardner Minshew takes the dub against his former team.
I think this is a 1-2-3.
Oh, so we're going with a team who won 2 straight in London to take the dub over Gardner Minshew.
They're jet lagged. Jaguars are jet lagged. You're right. So Jaguars are jet lagged. Do I want to go with the jet lag team or go with the Colts? I'll go with the jet lag team. I'm still going with Jacksonville.
I'm going with the Mr. Mustache, Gardner Minshew. The jet lag.
You're going to have that revenge game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Plus, jet lag, I think it works against the Jags because they were in England for 2 weeks.
That's true. I just saying that the Colts just aren't good enough, even with the jet lag of the Jacksonville Jaguars, to beat them.
Let's see. Okay, this is a 1-2-3. 49ers Browns. Deshaun Watson apparently does not want to play quarterback there anymore. That's what I'm assuming because he was healthy. What was it? Did they play Thursday night? It was no. I think it was last week. Oh yeah, because they had a bye week. So the week before, he apparently was healthy. Didn't want to play. So 1-2-3 Niners. I'm not even gonna ask you.
Wait, so you're not a believer of this shoulder injury?
I don't even know because they said he was fine, but then he's saying he was being precautious. Nah, I think he might not play this week or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I think it's just the Cleveland Brown effect. In all honesty, sad. But he wanted a check steal, right? He wanted the money.
Oh, that's well, Cleveland made their bets, and now they're going to sleep on it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, why are we even talking about this? We all know 49ers are going to win. Like,
yeah,
why are we wasting our time?
Well, another 1-2-3. We do not expect Bryce Young to get his first win because they're going up against the Miami Dolphins. 1-2-3 fins up, so that's over. Next 1 o'clock. We have 2 more left. We have the Sea Hags coming off a bye week against the Bengals. That's a tough one, in all honesty, because Tiger King's very hurt still.
He is, but they got that guy at wide receiver, Chase, right? Jamar Chase, right? That's all I need to know. The Bengals.
Oh, I thought it was Tyler Boyd. Okay.
That's all I need to know.
All right, so
sorry.
you got
Man
Bengals.
scored 52 on me. Man's put 52 on me. I got to go with the Bengals.
Well, you know what? He wasn't lying when he said he was fucking open, quote
Tell me
unquote.
about it. I wish he said that the game after, not again when I was playing him.
Well, I got Sea Hags. I think Sea Hags are gonna come back and win
So
this one.
for a receiver to finally get catches, all he got to do is demand a trade before the game. That's what Jamar Chase did. He demanded a trade, and all of a sudden
That was
he gave him
real.
15 catches.
That was real. That
I
report?
thought it was real. I thought it was real. Was it? It wasn't?
I don't know either. I don't know either. I don't know either. I thought it was fake. Because I didn't think he was gonna leave Burrow's side. Oh, okay. Oh, that's news to me. You see out here alive. All right, last 1 o'clock game is Saints against the Texans. And I have Texans.
I got
I think
Texans too.
CJ Stroud
This is
is
1,
looking
2,
like
3
the
Texans.
best. Yeah, CJ Stroud's looking like the best Ohio State quarterback in the NFL right now.
Second.
We're really gonna count Burrow. He didn't play a snap.
I'm not talking about Burrow. I'm talking about the
Okay.
guy in Chicago.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Whatever.
It's funny how we both go to the Texans too, even though the Saints just shut out the Patriots 34-0. But yeah, we don't even want to talk about that one. We gotta go with Texans.
I'm glad you said that because the 4 o'clock games are up. And guess what? Battle of last year. This time, Jacoby Myers is on the Raiders.
Let's go with the Raiders. Let's skip it. We're just gonna go with the Raiders. I don't even want to hear about that. Watch him have 200 yards. He was playing for the other team last year. Now you're playing for your correct team.
Whoa! And if anyone doesn't remember that, we said on the last live stream, I've talked about that. It was Shay's rant. Very good rant. I'll have to put it in the comments or whatever. But that was a good rant when we did that one. Cardinals Rams. It is a division game. Cardinals have been playing good against certain teams, and then they kind of fall down. Or
when I said whatever's defense playing the Cardinals, start them. I'd change my stance on that. Josh Dobbs might actually be slick legit. So whoever's defense is playing the Carolina Panthers, start them. That's my prediction.
So you have Cardinals winning this. Remember, Cooper Kupp is back.
I got the Rams.
Smart choice. I'm doing the same thing. Let's see. The 4-1 Lions. Okay, the 4-1 Lions against the Buccaneers.
I want to say it's a 1, 2, 3 because Buccaneers don't look too bad, but it's the Lions. I gotta go with the Lions on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Even David Montgomery is running out of his mind. And I don't even know why they drafted Jamar Chase if they're just going to use him.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. I hate it.
Oh, why did I say that? I don't even know why I said Jahmyr.
Because I'm a Jahmyr Gibbs owner, so I hate it. But yeah, he was playing good.
Last one is Eagles Jets. Would have been a good game, but obviously it's Zach Wilson now against Hurts. Yeah,
do we even need to say
Eagles.
it? Do we even need to say it?
No. All right, Battle of Tyrod Taylor. He's returning to the team that he got the first playoff berth since 1999. Giants, Bills, Sunday night. I fucking hate that they're putting Giants on prime time.
Oh my god,
we will skip this.
These
this
evening
is a
games are horrible. Oh
this
my
is a
goodness.
travesty. I think it's because Brian
Broncos,
Dable. It's the only
Thursday night. Giants Sunday night. These games are horrible.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 Bills. Circle the wagon. So yeah, we're gonna skip that.
Monday night, over 40, over 50. Are we taking the over 50?
Oh, dude, over 40, and I'm going over
40. Okay,
over 7 sacks.
Okay, are we going to do the Stephen A thing? Like, are we going to bet money on how many interceptions Daniel Jones is going to throw? Like how he did with Dak
Daniel might not be playing. That's going to be Happy Feet. It's going to be Tyrod. Tyrod's coming in.
Oh, yeah. You said Tyrod Taylor. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, Tyrod Taylor ain't going to throw interceptions. He just ain't going to throw.
He's going to be happy.
Yards.
He's happy in the pocket. That's why I call him that.
This is going to be like 5 yards per pass.
Oh, yeah. So this is toast. I'm not even gonna watch. I don't even think I'm gonna watch this game. I should, just for feeling blue pod, but I'm probably not gonna watch this. Monday night. We should have talked about this one. Cowboys Chargers. Austin Eckler is returning.
Is this a 1-2-3 as well? After how bad the Cowboys were,
I mean,
I don't trust them.
We've known each other for 3 years now. Have I ever picked the Dallas Cowboy game?
Have I ever picked the Dallas Cowboys?
Exactly. So 1-2-3 Chargers. Yeah, bolt up. Kellen Moore getting his revenge against Dallas, and that's gonna be it for the picks. But real quick, yes or no? Dak Prescott is starting quarterback for the Cowboys next year.
I was actually about to ask you that. I was about to ask you, will he be starting quarterback by the end of the season? Not even just like next year.
Okay, I will go no. I think Trey Lance is going to show up somehow, some way. He's coming in. I don't know when, but he's coming.
Look at that sabotage, though. Like, apparently Trey Lance was giving the Cowboys the playbook against 49ers. How
really
about he was, you know what? What about if he was purposely trying to screw with Dak Prescott so he could get that starting job?
Honestly, I believe it. Wholeheartedly believe that. That's for sure. But if there isn't anything else you want to talk about on this live stream, we could do final words.
Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. But let me just tell you about the state of sports gaming. So yeah, FIFA is trash. That's all I gotta say. And I know it's not even FIFA now; it's EAFC 24. I say this like every single year how arcade this game is, but like, man, I'm just tired of the stage of sports gaming. None of these sports games are good anymore. I haven't even bought 2K. The NBA season's about to start. I haven't even bought 2K. Me being like a prideful sports gamer, none of these games like I'm going crazy for. I haven't touched Madden.
I heard that was good. I actually heard Madden was good. Yeah, I'm surprised myself. I heard it was good.
Whoever told you that is on something. That's all I gotta say. Whoever told that is on something. It ain't good. It ain't good. It's still the same old, same old. Well, at least I'm not. I can't talk about the gameplay, but at least franchise mode is still the same thing. I've heard 2K. I heard 2K was good, but then, as usual, a patch makes it bad. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to play it before the patch, but I would buy 2K eventually. But you know that 2K, they always have like some discount going on when the season starts. So that's what I'm waiting on because I feel like it's not worth it buying it before the season.
Yeah, I heard 2K is kind of. I mean, that's been the same since what 2K18. Like I don't think they're ever going to change. So, but my final words is I just saw when we were in the middle of our live stream, retired NFL player Miles Jack and his mom become majority owners of the ECHL's Allen Americans, becoming the first African American majority owners in league history. So the Americans play in Allen, Texas, and are currently affiliated with the Ottawa Senators of the NHL.
Okay.
Very interesting. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Making big moves. And how old is Miles Jack? Like 30 years old, is that? Like, yeah, making big moves.
Not even, yeah. Should be close. But I thought that was interesting. And also the NHL is back tonight. I already watched a little bit of the Blackhawks Pittsburgh game. It's actually pretty good. Connor Bedard apparently is the next chosen one. Everyone keeps saying that ever since Gretzky retired. Tampa Bay was on earlier. That was a great one too. Looking forward to watching the Vegas Golden Knights. And for me, as always, Black people matter.
Yes, they do. And are you going to make me watch NHL like I had to make you watch soccer?
I'm not forcing you to do anything. If you don't want to watch hockey, you don't want to watch hockey.
Okay.
But you need to keep.
I'm from Atlanta, right? I had to do our hockey team, right?
You had a hockey team, the Thrashers, and they didn't do anything.
Exactly. Know what happened to our team, right? So Calgary, forgive me if I'm not a hockey fan.
Yeah, I think Calgary at one point was in Atlanta too. but I think they were in Atlanta too, and they obviously didn't survive.
So when in doubt, if you're a hockey team in Atlanta, just go to Canada. That's basically the thing.
You know what? They're actually thinking about putting a team in Texas.
Oh, really?
And I believe the Houston area or Dallas area. No, because they have the Stars, so it'll probably be the Houston area.
Still don't understand a Southern NHL team. How do you possibly play hockey in those climates?
The Dallas Stars do it, and they won a cup in '99.
I still don't get it. I know it's indoors, but like,
and Phoenix
where are you
Coyotes.
going to just be like on the street, be like, hey, let's find a pile of snow or something and play hockey, or let's find a pile of ice.
Well, they play in arenas.
I know. I'm saying if you like a kid, if you like, well, you know, like you could just find a basketball court.
You can do roller hockey. It's the same thing. Just use rollerblades.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. Forgive me for not knowing these things. Like, how do people do this?
They find ways. They find ways. But that'll do it for That's My Sports. Great football Clásico. If I can watch soccer, you guys can watch soccer. Shay, you just keep texting me what matches to watch, and I'll watch them. Obviously, Dortmund, ever since I started watching them in the beginning of the year, they've only had 2 draws, no losses.
You got to cop yourself a jersey. I got myself an Ajax jersey, Arsenal jersey, Marseille jersey. You got to cop yourself a jersey.
I'm gonna have to, because they got the Wu-Tang colors, yellow and black, and this is actually a pretty cool logo I have in back of me. It's from 1976, though.
Yeah, do you see their current jerseys? It has like some design on it. Like it's cool. That is so dope. I need to get that one.
Yeah, I like that one. But that'll do it for That's My Sports. We'll catch you guys later.
Tie this game at 60.